Hey YouTube land, Tech Andrews there, doing another action figure review. Now I'm doing a quick review for this new, well, it's new-ish Joytoy Warhammer 40,000 Black Primaire Space Marines Black Templars Blade Guard Veteran. So that is a bit of a mouthful, but I'll just try and get through this review quickly. I am trying a new light thing, so it might pop on and off. It's one of those weird sensor lights, so you may notice the lighting going on and off, but I'm going to try and go through this one quickly. It's just a quick look at this guy. So initially I had ordered two, but I only opted for one in the end. I do kind of regret not getting the second one, because these guys are actually really cool. So if you're familiar with the Warhammer 40,000 franchise, then you will know that the Black Templars are a second founding chapter to the Imperial Fists, and their whole shtick is that they're on a crusade to vanquish the enemies of the Emperor and basically eradicate any heresy, anything like that. So on the back of the box it shows you a content of what's in the box. So you have the figure and you get a whole bunch of gear for him. Some of the things that are interesting is the pockets here are not separate, they're actually on them when you get them. Same with this relic iconography piece. The halo is a separate piece, alright, it is separate in the box, and the rest of the stuff is pretty much, you know, separate. So I believe these guys have been re-released a few times in the various different color schemes. So there is a ultramarine version of this, and there is a, I would say, Imperial Fist versions of this. So we'll go on with his accessories quickly. Most notably because he's a blade guard, he comes with a power sword, which is pretty much similar to previous power swords that they've done. There's no kind of specific iconography for the Black Templars on this. He has, I think this is either the bolt pistol or the bolt rifle. I think it's a bolt pistol. They're just fairly big and chunky. He comes with the storm shield, which is a really cool accessory. You can see all the skull paraphernalia and iconography on it. He does come with two additional hands. So the hands he comes packed with as a default are these ones. I'm not sure if that's picking it up. It's the trigger finger hands. So I just bring that up there. So you got left and right trigger finger hands. Now I didn't swap out the right trigger finger hand for the sword. It does seem to fit in reasonably well without it drooping too much. So if I just throw his sword into his hand, he can get pretty much the same pose that's on the box, with him kind of walking forward with the shield up and the sword engaged. He comes with two loose pockets. So he comes with this one, which has a handle attached, and then the one that's actually on him, because it's supposed to represent this gun being in the holster, even though it is slightly smaller than the gun design itself. Like if it was inside the holster, it'd be poking out through the holster. So it is a little bit underscaled, but it is just to keep the aesthetic look. So he comes with a version of that same pistol holster without the pistol in it, so there's no handle sticking out. So if you have him with the gun drawn, you have that. He is articulated, but some of his articulation is a little hindered. So he does have all the standard articulation that these guys offer. His arms are on ball joints, they can rotate around, they do move up and down. They are tight on my one, so I don't want to overdo it. His backpack is a separate piece. It does come separate in the box, and as I said, that kind of iron halo sort of relic piece is also separate. So there's a peg, and you just plop it in. You just come with all those additional pouches and packets on him, and you just plug that in. He does have the veteran Black Templar veteran markings. So the standard Black Templar markings is a white border with a black iron cross, or I think it's the iron cross. It's the black symbol. Red denotes their veteran status. So, and then he has like a smaller pauldron shield up here. he does have his head on a ball joint. Now, one of the things this guy doesn't come with that some of the other Space Marine figures have is the alternate unhelmeted head. So this guy is just designed to have the helmet on the whole time, which is a little shame. I think he would have been cool if you could have gotten an extra, unhelmeted head. He's pretty cool. He does have all this extra kibble on his gauntlets as extra armor for them, which is cool. He does have that working sheath for the sword, so if you don't want him holding the sword, it does fit in quite nicely into the scabbard. And because he has the trigger finger hand, you can give him his trusty bolt pistol, bolter, bolt, whatever you want to call it. Pop his hand up a bit, so he does have that. Now these guys are quite tall for a 1:18 scale figure line, so if I bring in my tape measure, just to the top of his head is just under 5 inches, but if you take into account the huge backpack piece he has, it's 5.5, nearly 5.5 inches, so he's quite tall. And for previous black armored Space Marines, this is the only other one I have. This is one of the, well, I have the squad of 4 of these guys. This is the Blood Angels Death Company, so they are different. The armor doesn't have that bordering that the Death Company guy does. Hands and components wise, they're very similar. So they are both Intercessor Primaire Space Marines. Just the Blade Guard have a lot more gear going on. The stomachs are different on these. This one has like the robed stomach, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure you can see it under the backpack, but it is somewhat similar design on the back. But it is quite nice. He does have double jointed knees, but as I said, his legs can split that much and kick forward a bit. This kind of draping, what would you call it, a belt and loincloth kind of thing, does tend to restrict some of the movement, but the arms are fairly nicely done. Pauldrons are also on a separate articulation peg, so you do have a whole bunch of stuff there. He looks really cool. As again, sorry if the lighting keeps going on and off, I'm just trying to do this quickly. So all in all, he's a really cool figure. I picked this guy up from Big Bad Toy Store. They should be still available at the time of this recording. If not, they tend to get them pre-ordered, and then I think once that goes again, they may not have them. So just for a quick scale size comparison, here he is with one of the O'Grady 3¼ inch figures from Mattel. And we'll bring in Armored Batman, who doesn't even look that armored next to these guys. Oh, okay, stop knocking things over. So Armored Batman, even though he's taller than the O'Grady figure, does look like a shrimp next to the Space Marines. So all in all, really good figure. I do recommend getting these guys. They're a bit on the pricey side, so I know a lot of people, like, what I was doing is I was kind of going for more the set ones, the 4-man squads, because they're a little bit more affordable in the long run. I know they work out at kind of 30-ish a figure, but they're like, overall they're not too bad. These guys are a bit more pricey because they have a lot more kibble and stuff going on, but they are worth it. Now, as far as I know, I think they reuse the same base figure, but with just a different iconography for the different chapters. For the Ultramarines, the Imperial Fist, and I want to say the Blood Angels. I'm not sure if there's Blood Angels versions of the Blade Guard. I know there are some fancy versions of Blood Angels out there, so there could be, they could have swapped them up a bit with the kind of more sanguineous style chest plates, and like, but I know they are pretty cool, so I do recommend getting them. And I hope you enjoyed this quick video of this guy. Again, sorry about the lighting going on and off. I don't have the power plugged in here at the moment, so I'm doing the best I can. So hope you enjoyed this quick video review, and as always, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Cheers guys.